Okay.
Alright, my name is Nick Thomas, and today I will be telling you about why genetically modified foods are good for human consumption. Basically, if you don't know, GMO stands for genetically modified organism, and so that means anything where scientists in a lab modify the genes in a way that exposes like desirable traits. So, like for example, you can take like seed corn, and you can make it have bigger ears on it, or shorter stalks, or longer stalks, depending on what you're growing the corn for. Sorry.
What?
Yeah. GMOs are basically designed in order to, like I said, expose desirable traits. So people can have like more desirable food and less waste. So like in the old times, like I lived on a farm, and my grandpa would just plant seed corn, and that was it. Like you had one type of seed, that's what you would plant, that's what you would grow, whether it was for cows or for humans. Nowadays we have GMO seeds, so if you have silage corn, you can have taller stalks with more or less starch depending on what you need. And this basically leads to less waste. And in doing this, it allows for more specified use of like seeds and corn and stuff like that. So basically all of us in this room have already had GMO food for our entire lives. So you guys can kind of be the judge. Do you guys think that you're messed up or like mutants or anything like that? Any more than you would have been without it anyways. It's fairly harmless. Most of the research I've found that was actually a legitimate cited resource explained GMOs as just like a more technologically advanced version of what Gregor Mendel has done. If you're not familiar with Gregor Mendel, he was a botanist in the 19th century, and he was basically the first guy to say you could like crossbreed plants, and he was the guy that figured out like dominant recessive genes, things like that. And he did that just by physically splicing plants together. And all that GMOs are taking that and doing it in a lab basically. So it's more scientific, more beneficial, and basically more efficient. There are over 40 commercial varieties of GMO plants that are already being used for human consumption. So as I said before, pretty much all of us have been eating GMOs for our entire lives. Okay, yeah. So basically, all the research, like I said, indicated that GMOs are beneficial, they're helpful, they produce less waste, things like that. And there's no research I found whatsoever that wasn't extremely biased that stated that GMOs were actually detrimental to human health. There's no research out there that was done on humans to prove that it was bad. Now, this is the most prominent argument I found against GMOs to say that they are bad. There was supposedly a large sheep farm in India, and the sheep ate GMO cotton, so it's just genetically modified cotton. They grazed in the pasture, and like 30 sheep died the next day. So all these people freaked out, and they're like, oh my gosh, GMOs are going to kill us all, we can't eat them, stuff like that. And so all the people that are against GMOs constantly cite the sheep incident as proof that it's going to kill all humans and be the end of the human race, basically, apparently. And I looked on a website, and what it does is compare hundreds of peer-reviewed scientific articles against claims such as the sheep incident. And what it found was that the sheep actually died from toxicity which resulted from eating too much cotton, not from eating genetically modified cotton. So basically this disproves the entire argument of why they're bad and that they're going to kill us, and all that kind of stuff. So basically it says that it's all unfounded completely. And like I said, I live on a farm. We've used genetically modified seed corn, cotton, soybeans, all that kind of stuff to feed our cows for a number of years. We produce 25,000 pounds of milk a day. So probably some of you have had some of our milk before. Like I said, none of you are messed up. So in summation, there's been no proof that genetically modified food food is bad